How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we have another community questions for you guys, which is where I put a post on my YouTube community section with a question for you guys to go to the comments and leave answers to. And then once we have plenty of your answers there, I'll go through, pick out some comments and talk about some of the answers that you guys gave. Discuss it a little bit. I will probably give a little bit of extra thought on it, my opinion on it as well, whether I agree, whether I disagree. And honestly, these videos are usually really interesting. You guys seem to like them a lot, so of course we're going to keep making them. The question that I put on there for today's video was, what changes would you make to RuneScape to make it a better game? Now, it wasn't specifically just updates, like small updates, things like death cost changes and stuff like that, although this was mentioned a hell of a lot. It was sort of like a broader thing, just anything in general, anything you thought of, anything that you would have changed in the past. The example that I gave was, personally, I would never have had the wilderness removed back in the day, as that changed the game absolutely massively, and of course, there's still stuff from that left there today. That's just one of the things that I would change. There's so many other things as well, and there's going to be some great ones in here. But anyway, if you have any that aren't included in this video, do leave a comment down below. I'll be interested to go through and read all of those, and I know other people do as well, so definitely get some commented. And if you enjoy the video, leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you are new. But let's get into this, because this intro is definitely long enough. Alright, so the first comment is from Hector the King, and you say, while the wilderness should have never been removed at that point in the game, honestly, I think removing PvP and reworking the wilderness now could be cool. As far as I consider it, it is a massive landmass with a ton of content with very few reasons to go there. PvP doesn't exist in RuneScape 3, one person fighting and the other in full Royal Dragonhide running away is what exists. So you're absolutely not wrong, Hector, you really aren't. Most of the time in this game, PvP is literally that one person chasing after another while they run away for their life, hoping to get away. However, I don't think removing PvP is the best idea. That bit I kinda can't agree with, because even though PvP in RuneScape 3 is so broken at the moment, it is just not balanced in the slightest, I literally think Jagex are just giving up on it. I don't think they want to put any time into it. I don't really think they actually really care about it all that much. But that being said, I think the wilderness needs to stay as a PvP zone the way it is, because the wilderness is such a cool idea, and PvP is so important in a game, especially an MMO game. It's so important. It gives a different aspect to it, and it'll allow other players to join the game who are interested in other things. What I think they should do is, like you say, they should rework the wilderness to give reasons to go there, whether that be ways to gain rewards or things like that are specifically PvP only. So whether they introduce like PvP gear, maybe specifically PvP gear, which will take away the whole fact of people just camp the cheap Royal Dragonhide sort of stuff. Maybe they could introduce gear that is specifically PvP only. Then maybe that would be another thing they could do. But adding stuff like rewards that you can get in the wilderness to bring people there, whether it's through PvP mini games that are inside the wilderness, or maybe it's through getting a certain amount of kills, maybe picking up tokens that every single player carries when you go into the wilderness possibly, then maybe that could be a cool thing as well. But either way, I don't have all the ideas about it, but I think that reworking PvP and having the wilderness as somewhere that has benefits when you go into it, does still carry that risk of being PK'd, is something that I think is really important. I don't think it should just be left as it is now, and I also don't think that PvP should be removed. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. This is going to be a hot topic. What do you guys think in the comments? Should PvP be removed? I know so many of you are going to say, yes, just remove it because it's absolutely crap. But just consider the fact that it's an MMO at the end of the day. Do we only want to have just PVM? Or do we want to have both parts of the game, just rebalance PvP in a way that it would make sense to it, where it's not just go in the wilderness and get PK'd by someone who's carrying like all this really cheap but really good gear when you're trying to get some AFK skilling done. Like, they should rework it in a way that makes sense to be used, in my opinion. But what do you guys think? I'm very interested in hearing this one. Get in the comments, leave me some comments to read through. I will reply to as many as I can. Very on the fence with a lot of things on this, so I'll be interested in hearing some of the ideas that you guys have, because sometimes you all have amazing ideas. Alright, the next comment says, Aura rework, matchmaking system for group PVM, enhanced practice mode, meaning choose what phase to practice, stuff like that. There's always something to improve. Okay, so this is kind of cool. There's a few things in here, nice and short as well, so nice and easy to cover, so thank you very much. You're the first one saying Aura rework. I made a video talking about this recently, and I really think the Auras do need a rework. Whether that's something that we can just pause them, whether it's something if you log out, they stop working, or whether it's something where you can sort of split them down into 20-minute sections rather than a full hour, because some people just don't want to commit to a full hour. So I really think the aura rework would be really useful, but whether that just means being able to sort of split the time up a little bit or not, I'm not too sure. What do you guys think? Do you think there's anything else that could be added to the aura rework? Next up, you say the matchmaking system for group PVM. We do actually have this. In the group section, there is a matchmaking thing, but people don't know about it because it is absolutely dead. And when there is someone that does happen to use it, they usually just get kicked. So like if you make a group to go to ED3, it automatically registers you for matchmaking, and it will allow 3 people to join. Well, a total of 3 people in the group. So basically what this will do is it'll let people join if they are queued for that, but 10 out of 10 times they're going to get kicked, as it's probably just someone who has started a group to make a group with their friends, and they're waiting for their friends to accept an invite, and when they do that, it automatically puts that matchmaking on, so you can untick it. But if someone joins through that matchmaking before you can untick it, then they're just going to get kicked. So it's a bit strange. It's really interesting. I think they should definitely add like a duty finder sort of thing that they have like in Final Fantasy 14, where you can queue up for a dungeon or something like that, or in the case of RuneScape 3, queue up for a boss. But at the same time, it'd be kind of difficult to do. One, because there's so much stuff to take to a boss. There's specific stuff, there's specific styles, and it's not the same sort of thing where you can just queue up and go, and as long as you have a certain gear level, then you're okay to go. Because what if you matched up with people and the person you got was someone who was just, one, learning the boss, and they've matched up with someone who is an absolute elitist and wants to get the absolute best kill times? That's going to create a toxic environment. 2, what if you get me? The person who wants to use magic at Raksha. Like, let's be honest, what if you guys get me? You would not be happy. You're ranging Raksha, you got your ECB, you've got all your best in slot, you're trying to get as fast as kills as possible, and you want someone to duo with, so you just click that search button and you get me. Now, you don't know what I've got until we get in there. You see that I come in and I've got my Staff of Siliske, and you're like, what the absolute hell is this guy doing? So you teleport out, you leave. It's just, I don't know, I think it's just too hard to match people up in this game in a matchmaking thing. Maybe it could work in a specific way. If you guys have any ideas, then let me know, I'd be interested, but I think that'd be quite difficult to do. The practice mode is something else I talked about as well. I really think this does need looking at, especially with the current high death costs. I think it could be kind of cool though, even if we just allow us to have like a limit on how many kills we can get before we have any death costs there. So say you could kill a boss 10 times using practice mode, or not anything like that, just kill the boss 10 times before you actually start having a death cost risk. This would allow you to get kills at a boss and still get your loot if you get through. It would allow you to get 10 kills where you, obviously if you're getting 10 kills at a boss, chances are you know what you're doing by that point. And it allows you to learn without all the stress of worrying about losing like 10 mil every few seconds when you die. Yes, you have practice mode now where you don't lose any death costs, but you don't get anything. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this, and the phase by phase practicing, that's actually something I don't agree with, because Telos is a hard boss, but I don't think you should be able to learn each phase specifically. I think you should have to work towards getting to that phase and then practicing it like that, just to keep the boss difficult. Alright, the next comment says, this game is mostly combat focused. I'd like to see challenging skilling type PVM like old school RuneScape has Wintertodt. Imagine using mining and smithing or other artisan skills to create golem or something. Tie in with summoning and invention even. I really like this, and I actually feel like this game really does lack on the skilling side. Now, I know a lot of people play as skillers, where all you do is just level up your non-combat skills and make sure you don't level up your account in combat in any way whatsoever. You'll be level 3 for the whole game, but you'll have max in everything else. But money making in this game using skills like not your PVM and stuff like that is actually kind of slow compared to other stuff. You may be able to make like 10 mil an hour on a good day, I suppose, from what I can tell. But at the same time, like it just doesn't seem like there's enough for you guys to do either. Now, I'm not just talking specifically about level 3 skillers either. People who have leveled everything, they've maxed their account, they've comped the game even. But maybe you just enjoy doing skilling more than you enjoy going to do PVM. But there's just not as much content in the game for you guys. I feel like something like a skilling boss, like this person said, or maybe like a big challenge where you can go with like 50 people, maybe go into a room and you all have to do specific tasks, and the faster you do it, the better reward you get, or something like that. Or maybe not 50, maybe something like 5 to 10, or maybe you could scale it, and the bigger you go, the quicker you get it, the more rewards you get. But something like this could be kind of cool. What do you guys think? Do you think this could work? Do you think there's anything else that could happen? But just definitely, skilling in this game does need some attention to make it a little bit more rewarding and enjoyable for the people who enjoy to do that rather than PVM. Next up, we have a comment from Ice, and you say, remove the arena, the duel arena, I assume you mean. It destroys the game either way. You either lose it or gain so much that it has no meaning. Not to mention all the other stuff, gambling addictions, real world trading, all that other stuff. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And honestly, even though I make content here, I say this quite a lot. I've probably said it in a lot of other videos as well. I've said it to you people in comments, you've probably seen it anywhere. I don't like the duel arena. I use it for content because you guys enjoy watching me lose all my money, but it's very controlled of how I do it. I'll do 2 hours of PVM, I'll risk that stuff, nothing else. We never consider that stuff hours from the PVM, and either way I get paid at the end of the day because YouTube pays me to make those videos, right? So it's sort of really controlled and I don't have a loss either way. So, but I always say in those videos, don't stake, don't come to the arena, and also, honestly, I would have the arena removed as well. The duel arena is a toxic place full of scammers, full of like not good stuff, and I know a lot of people actually do have gambling problems. People literally have told me that they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars or pounds on this game, buying bonds, buying money, and then going to the duel arena in ways to stake it and try and get even more out of it. Now, this isn't good. But I'm telling you now, they are the exact reason as well why this is not removed from the game. JGX could do a lot with the duel arena. They could either make it so that stakes are limited like they used to. They could make it so you can only do 1 or 2 stakes a day. They could completely remove it from the game. Or if they wanted to, they could use it as a money sink like old school RuneScape does and use that as a way to take gold out of the game. And then they could maybe fix death costs. There's a lot of things they can do. But like I said, the people that are spending all this money on bonds to buy gold to go to the duel arena and then lose it all again just to buy more bonds, they're probably a big reason why JGX do not go ahead and remove the arena or change the arena, because how much money do you think they're getting from people who are buying bonds? Now, this is a big source of real world trading as well. I am aware of that. But at the same time, the people who are addicted to the game, people who don't want to lose their accounts but are addicted to gambling, and they find a way to gamble through this staking at the duel arena, they go on, they buy bonds, JGX make money, the player loses their money, they go back to the store, they buy more bonds, they rinse and they repeat until one day they may win big and then they leave for a little while. But the problem with addiction is, you've won big, you've gone, you may be thinking you're not going back, but there's going to be something in your head telling you to go back. And once you do go back, you're going to lose everything. You go back to the store, you buy more bonds, you give JGX more money, you lose your money, and then you rinse and repeat. Like, this is probably a big reason as to why Duel Arena is still in the game. Now, I'm not calling out JGX specifically, like the mods and stuff. They probably don't have a say in this. Now, what I'm saying is, it's a business at the end of the day. They have to make money. They've got targets. And if one mod says, like, you know what, this isn't good, we need to take the duel arena out for gambling addicts, it's got to go up the chain, and then it's got to be sort of told that yes, you can take that out of the game. And if that makes them a lot of money, do you really think that's going to be done? Absolutely not. Damn, we may not get through a lot of these in this video, seeing as I've been talking quite a lot about the stuff. But anyway, the next one says, rework agility. I don't know how, but I know why. Now, this is actually brilliant. I can keep this short as well. Most people here know why, maybe not how, but definitely why. I think agility is something that is really hard to rework, but definitely does need a rework. Leveling it is pretty much now just silver hawk boots, I think. Lamps maybe as well. Agility courses are just a pain in the ass. No one wants to do that. But anyway, rework agility, definitely. Don't know how. What do you reckon? Is there a way to do it? Comments, let me know. The next comment says, reduce the costs of optimal PVMing. Another quick, short comment, thank you very much, but a super good one as well. I completely agree with this. The cost of PVMing optimally is so expensive, and I'm not talking specifically about like best in slot gear. At the moment, I'm talking more about the fact that you have to spend so much just to even PVM per hour. So you got your Sourdough and brews that are like 40, 50k each. You got your food, which is going to be your solid food like fish, like 4k each as well. That's for like rocktails. And then you've also got things like adrenaline potions, overloads, super restores, prayer renewals, you've got your god books, you've got your pages to charge those with, you've got so much damn stuff that you need, like familiars, then you got scrolls, and it costs so much. Now, the reason it costs so much, in my opinion, is one thing that we talked about earlier. Skilling is not worth doing a hell of a lot of the time. So for example, if you are wanting Sourdough and brews, making Sourdough and brews is not profitable unless you do it from scratch, which is going to take a long time to do. It's going to be a very low sort of profit per hour by the end of it, as it will take a long time to do that. And not only that, the main way for these to come into the game is usually bosses. The solution that they have is adding stuff to bosses. But if there's not enough of the bosses dropping stuff, for example, I think Sourdough and brew flasks drop from Araxi. I think that's it. Araxi, and I think that might be it. Sourdough and brew, normal Sourdough and brews drop from another few places as well, like Next, I know that much. But overall, like, a lot of the stuff does come from the bosses, but just not enough of them. We recently got a great example of this with the Grimoire pages. We had these around about 5 to 6 mil each a little while ago, and Solak is the only person that drops these. Jagex's way to address this was to add them to the drop table of the Lost Grove creatures. That was how they sort of jumped to the conclusion of we can introduce more to the game so the price could come down a little bit. However, they are now about 10 mil each because it just didn't work. They were too rare. The creatures that they added them to really don't introduce that many to the game. And with the new way that Magic works, the Grimoire is absolutely so damn in demand that the prices are like 10 mil a page. It is ridiculous how expensive they are. I have stopped using it. I used to use it here and there, but I stopped using it. But it'd be nice if the way that they did it with like Hydrix bolts with Kerapac wasn't the way that they did this. It'd be nice if they introduced this into a way for skilling to actually be profitable. Not necessarily with Hydrix bolt tips, that's the hard one to do, but things like Sourdough Brews, if there was a way to obtain those materials a lot quicker, maybe there was a way that you could level up your skills and make it a little bit more profitable for the skillers to do, a lot more enjoyable as well. And that way those prices would come down while also allowing the skillers more stuff to do, more ways to consistently make money. And then rather than the bosses being the things to drop the supplies that feed PVM, so like a big circle, you kill the boss, you get the supplies, you sell the supplies to someone else who wants to kill the boss, it would actually be the skillers would go out and gather all the stuff, they would process all that into the supplies that we use for PVM, and then they sell that to the PVMers. The PVMers then kill the bosses then drop the gear and stuff, and like it's just like that's a good way to do it. The skillers provide all the other supplies and stuff, they make money, PVMers make money from the bosses. In my opinion, that'd be the way to do it. Everybody wins that way. I don't see a downside to it. But what do you guys think? Do you think that would work? Do you think that's a cool idea? Do you think there's a better way to do it? Let me know in the comments. And oh look, we've gone on for like about 3 minutes, nearly 4 minutes once again. Alright guys, because of how long these have been to be discussed about, I think we're going to end the video here. There was only 6 comments in here, I do apologise. I normally aim to do about 9 or 10, and honestly, I think that this is just going to have to be enough for this one. How did you find the video? Did you enjoy the topics? I got kind of like very deep into these topics today. You guys have given some amazing stuff, and if I didn't pick yours, don't feel bad. It's not because yours was bad. It's because there's just too many, and some of these just like took way too long. There's just no way I could fit them into a video. If you want, I can make a second one of these videos. Let me know in the comments if you're interested. If you enjoy this one enough, then I can do a part 2 and just use different comments. That's absolutely fine. But let me know. If you did enjoy the video, let me know as well by leaving a like on it. Also, do subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I do things like this quite a lot, including my community whenever I can. It's something I enjoy doing. It's something you guys enjoy getting involved in. And I think it's absolutely great. I love the community and I love getting you guys involved. It just makes my day. But anyway, if you enjoyed, like I said, do subscribe. Also, there is a Twitch link in the description if you want to follow me live on Twitch. Those streams have been going great lately. For you guys turning up and watching, holy hell, it's been amazing. Thank you all so much. If you are interested, follow the link in the description, and then hopefully I will see you the next time I am live. Thank you all to my channel members. Thank you all so much for your extra support. I really appreciate it. For anyone else interested in joining the channel members, then click the join button, buy the sub button, and you can see what perks you do get while supporting the channel as well. But other than that, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.